Hi, my name is Jennifer Hudson, and I will be introducing to you a technology tool that you could use in your classroom. The instructional technology tool that you could use is called Moby Max. Moby Max is an educational software that targets grades kindergarten through 8th grade. With Moby Max, you can log in as a student, as a teacher, as a parent, as a school administrator, or as a district administrator. Today, I'm going to show you the side as a teacher. I'm going to go ahead and log in. With this dashboard, you can receive notifications, and those notifications also show up here. And with those notifications, it shows you if a child has failed a lesson, if they have mastered a lesson, if they received a badge, if they received a certificate, any of those things. Those are the notifications that you will receive on this dashboard. Messenger, you can send messages to your students, and they can send, for example, a lot of times I'll send a message and say, how are you doing in Moby Max today? Or how are you doing in language? Or whatever the subject matter or the subject that we're working on that day, I will send them a message, and they'll respond, and they'll say that they feel as if they need a little more assistance, if they need more practice, or if they have it. So that's the kind of conversation that we're having, so that in case they don't want to talk about it out loud or discuss it openly, they have that chance to just share that one-on-one with me. Also, the subjects that are offered, there are plenty of them. However, I'm probably only using a couple of them in my class. And the software programs that I'm using, and the subjects that I'm using are mathematics, language and grammar, fluency, reading stories literature, reading stories informational, science and social studies. And those are the ones that I'm using on a daily basis or a week by week basis. We have rotations in my class, and with those rotations, students are assigned to a computer during one of the rotations, and for that day they would either do math or any of those other subjects that I just listed during that rotation block. Now, with MobyMax is also, I use it in my class for an early finisher. A lot of times, my high flyers, they will finish work quickly, and I assign them, for example, if we're working in the math block of our class, I will assign them to go to math or fact fluency, and they will complete whatever that lesson is until it's time to move on to the next topic in our class. And it works well with the same with science and social studies and language arts. The only thing with language arts, there are more opportunities and more subjects, so it all depends on what is going on that day. I may have them do reading stories or reading skills literature or reading skills informational, or even language or vocabulary. So it all depends on that particular day, and if that student that I know personally is struggling in one of those areas, that will probably be their work that they will be doing if they're an early finisher. And to the next part is classroom tools. Now, I really don't honestly use a lot of the classroom tools. However, I use the roster on a daily basis, and the curriculum settings, but in the whiteboard activities, but I don't use all of these. I know the notifications show up regularly every time you log in, so you're able to see those. So some of these tools are used, but some of them are not. I hope that you find use in them in your classroom as well. Student motivation, I think this is the part that the students really enjoy because they receive badges. They are able, with those badges and with those points that they receive, they can unlock games. So they can't really have access to the games until they receive a certain amount of badges. And then I'm not too sure on how the contest works, but I do know that that's available. And then they also have certificates. Every time they complete a lesson successfully, they receive a certificate as well. And we talked about the messenger. So these are some teacher extras. Now, I haven't really used this. I am fairly not new to MobyMax, but I know I don't use all of the resources. As you can tell, this dashboard has many things, and it can be overwhelming at times with so much resources that it has to offer. So by all means, explore what you may use in your classroom, I may not use in mine, and vice versa. So I just hope that you find this program useful, and I hope that you're able to see what your students are doing. It also shows you, if you were to go in here, if you were to click on, for example, I really don't want to click on one of these, because if I do, it will show their names, and for privacy's sake, I don't want to show my students' names in here. But you can click on here, and when you're in here, it shows you the progress monitoring, and it shows you where the student, because like I stated before, they're able to take different lessons. But before they can even get to those lessons, they have to take a diagnostic test. And with that diagnostic test, it places them on their level and where they are. Now, of course, as a teacher, you're already, suggesting they're in third grade. So they have it programmed that this child should be on third grade level. But however, as we know, every child is at different levels. So they take the testing, and where they're placed is how their lessons are geared to their learning. And it works through, if they've achieved one lesson, it moves into the next level. Now, with that, you are able to see how well they progress throughout time. And I usually check my reports once a month to see how well they're doing. And the only reason why I only do it once a month, because sometimes we don't get a chance to get to every subject on here, and it's only fair if we do it once a month, so we could get as much subjects in that month as possible. Now, as I stated, there are many resources and programs for MobyMax. I also do know that the lessons are covering the gaps with using the Common Core standards, the Next Generation Science standards, the NGSS, and the state standards. And those things are great to know, because you want to make sure that your students are getting the best resource available. I hope this helps, and explore, and I hope you enjoy it with your students, and I hope that you find use out of MobyMax. I have had a great experience with it. This is our second year in our school district that we have used MobyMax. The students love it. It's very engaging for them, and it's colorful. There's a little picture that shows up when the kids have mastered something. Even when the lesson starts, it gives them a joke. So they have like a joke of the day, and the students get excited about that. So by all means, I hope you will get a chance to explore MobyMax. And I know there wasn't much to show on the screen, but there was a lot of information that I have given today, and I hope you found it very useful. And I don't have many weaknesses or flaws from this program, so I hope you enjoy. Thank you for sharing your time with me today.